on eye tracking software. Our value proposition that we're going to bring to our customers is the ability to be able to use a computer without the physical use of their hands, or if they don't want the use of their hands when they're doing it. This will allow for individuals who have disabilities with their physically, or if they want to enjoy video games more effectively. Or another application that we've found through our customers is through advertising and helping advertising agencies understand how effective the placements they have are. What this will do is will increase the economic output for individuals with a physical disabilities. So they'll be able to contribute with their mind and maybe not their body. And this will help contribute to the economy and help add greater value to the economy based on people's intellect. The key features of our software is we're going to be able to use the computers unassisted without the use of physical touch. It's going to be intuitive and easy to use for customers who are just picking up on visual eye tracking software for the first time. And they'll be able to do things and be more self-reliant. Another key feature that we've had is we're not adding on an extra webcam. Unlike other software providers who need a specific type of webcam, we're working with computer companies to be able to use our software on any built-in web camera, and that's something that sets us apart from our competition. So if we go to our minimum viable product here, we'll be able to see what it really does. And so basically what we do is we're going to be able to use a computer, the mouse functionality, with just the use of your eyes. And opening your eyes a certain way or blinking will allow you to manipulate the mouse in a certain way to simulate what it would be like to using a hand computer mouse. However, this tracking software is also going to keep record of what advertisements people are looking at. And it's also going to be able to be used through video games. And we're working with some video game companies to be able to use that more effectively. All right, so now our minimum viable product is exactly what we just shared. And now for market sizing, we found based on our study and through just looking at different information, our market is going to be located in first and second world countries because these are the individuals that are going to be able to have the luxury of being physically disabled, yet be able to receive an education and be able to have access to computers and to be able to contribute to society. Our customer segment includes 3.215 million disabled individuals, 270 million high-tech customers that we've formulated through being a certain percentage of the total market. And then 50,000 advertising agencies alone in the US, and we are sure that those advertising agencies will want to know how their online advertisings are doing. And so if we're able to capture 30% of the market share for these three segments, we've recognized that at most it's a $50 billion industry, and at the least amount, based on low forecasting numbers, we're looking at a $40 billion piece of the market, which is incredible. So the three archetypes that we're talking about are in the following slides, and they're basically the customers that we're focused on and adding value to them and relieving some of their pains through our product. So the first one are disabled handicapped individuals. And basically what we're doing is we're taking away their lack of independence and replacing it with being able to have a more independent life, a way to keep a white-collar job, and be able to reduce the amount that they rely on physical aids to do things like run errands, go to the store, because they'll be able to do those things remotely via computer and be able to order items that they want online and be able to reduce the burden that those physical aids have on the government, and will be able to allocate the money into more useful and better economic generating means rather than not wasting the money, but spending the money on areas that can be replaced. The next one that we really thought about was advertising organizations. And one of our contacts that we talked to initially told us about advertising organizations. And these individuals are really willing to pay top dollar to understand what advertising efforts work and don't work when shopping online and when doing anything online. And so we're going to help them alleviate some of those pains on ineffective advertising dollars and where they're spending those. And then we're going to figure out which advertisements are more effective and which ones are not. Now, currently with online advertising, you have to click in order to for the company to receive the information on who looks at their website and who doesn't. However, with our eye tracking software, if a person looks at the advertisement, based on how long they look at it, we know that they're gaining that information and deciding whether or not to make that purchase. And so for them to be able to get that information, that prior information to them actually clicking that advertisement is far more useful for advertising organizations than other types of click and pay type advertisements. And so that's really what we're going to be able to do in regards to resolving their pains. But then we're also helping them gain what advertisements are most eye-catching and what people spend the most time on. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that respect. And now with technology aficionados, not having the best technology compared with their friends and with the rest of the world is really one of the pains that we're alleviating. Based on our eye tracking technology, they'll be able to utilize different things on their computer and be able to be more efficient with their time and be able to play video games more effectively, be able to surf the web more effectively. And one of the things that is a barrier to entry currently with eye tracking software is the barriers to entry in regards to payment. It's an expensive hobby, and it's hard for them to be able to justify purchasing other eye tracking software. So while we're relieving those pains with our software that comes at a cheaper price and it's easier to install, they'll be able to impress their friends, be able to increase performance in video games, and have that sense of exclusivity with having something that other people don't have. Now for customer relationships, our get, keep, grow viral loop strategy for disabled individuals is one that we originated with and one that we're going to share with you currently. So what we're going to be able to do is to get customers, we're going to talk with the disabled support groups, give 3-month free trials for software for people in those groups. And we're also going to give individuals free months of service based on referring friends. Another thing that we've been thinking about doing is kind of like web security with McAfee and most Windows computers. We're going to bundle our service in with the computers at the time of purchase. So it will become pre-downloaded on those computers. And once people have tried out the software and they enjoy it, they'll be able to renew their service as a software as a service. And that gets into our keep strategy, where we're going to offer a monthly, yearly, and business price per month. And we're going to give people incentives if they're trying to cancel with our services. And we're also going to patch our software periodically to improve the features and functionality of our software. And that way we'll be able to encourage customers to keep coming back because our software is getting better and better and competing with more high-tech eye tracking technologies. And then finally, to grow our business, we're going to move into different product areas, such as a voice-activated keyboard. We're going to bundle services like eye tracking software with a voice-activated keyboard to reduce the cost for the customers. And then we were also thinking about different tier levels of service, platinum, gold, and value, to entice individuals to purchase the software as a service to kind of see what they're missing and give them opportunities to experience the high end and the low end, so that way they can see the difference and be willing to pay the extra $5 to $10 in order to purchase the upgraded software services. And now for our distribution channel, We have a very simple strategy, and that is direct sales. Because our product is software, we're able to send it directly to the customer without a middleman. This will increase our gross margin and be able to reduce the cost that we incur by distribution. And so our main price, the main concern for us is getting a website that's up and running that can take payment and have downloadable content to give to our customers. And so by doing this, we're able to improve simplicity and improve our margins. And so basically what happens is we are going to have customers purchase our products online. They'll be able to download the service then, and then we're going to ask our customers for feedback on what we can improve and what they like about our products. And that way we are able to improve this channel and be able to improve our sales immensely. So two of our key partners is a strategic alliance, and what we're going to do is have an alliance with video game studios to connect their application and games with our eye tracking software. So that way we're able to expand our business into the computer gaming industry without having to develop the content ourselves, which is really the most expensive part. This also helps the video game studio to increase brand awareness and be able to have an edge over their competition, because they're going to have technology in their video games that others don't have and that gamers are willing to pay top dollar for. So the risk associated with this is that the technology or the game won't function as planned, or the games might not purchase the games in the future, which could be a hindrance for the video game studio. But the reward is that we could enter a new market with very high margins, and customers are willing to pay large premiums for our products. The next key partner would be a joint business development, where our software could help is in computer companies like HP, Acer, Asus, Microsoft, and come pre-installed in their devices. And this will be able to increase market penetration and improve scalability and awareness of our product. The risk associated with this, unfortunately, is that they could just rip off our patents and hold us up in patent lawsuits until we run out of money, and they just run away with our products. But the reward would be unbelievable scalability and potentially licensing revenues, which could be astronomical. The computer companies would have a better product for their customers of new computers. So our key resources are basically online businesses. We're going to use Google targeted ads as well as disability computer accessibility websites for our online business. To finance our startup, we're going to use personal funds, then turn to angel investors when we believe our business is viable, scalable, and can continue for the indefinite future, and really give the angel investors something to bite their teeth into so that they're willing to pay us to continue on with our software. And for our human resources, we really want to create an open concept space that's similar to Google's, where our software engineers and computer programs can collaborate and work together in an open environment. And then for intellectual resources, we're going to need to create software and then patent it quickly to check eye tracking movement using built-in web cameras. And that's really the key to our success. And we need to protect that intellectual property in order for us to stand any chance in the industry. So the key activities that we're going to go through is build a website. Building the website is really one of the keys, because it's where people are going to download our product from and be able to pay us. And so while we might be facing a few bottlenecks, one of them would occur when our customers go to our website, try to purchase the product, but our servers are over capacity and they won't be able to download it. So that's a potential bottleneck that we could face. However, compared to a physical product, we aren't really facing as many bottlenecks as others, which is a huge advantage for software as a service and downloading directly off the internet rather than purchasing something in stores. And the next key activity is actually developing the software to detect eye movement and eye tracking. We want to have this completed before we receive any pre-orders or unearned revenues, because we want to be able to have a viable product so that we can get referrals quickly and have more of an explosive entry into the market where we get noticed rather than having trickling in revenue come in. We want a large amount of income so that we can gain media attention and that others will understand what we do and how we can improve their lives. So these are really the costs that are associated with opening our business. The credit card fees, the server rental space, advertising costs, and income tax are all variable expenses. We believe that using this variable cost structure will give us the biggest bang for our buck. The credit card fees are really the biggest issue. That's usually 2 to 5% of the income. And then as well, advertising costs is a pay per click. So as people gain attention to our business, our advertising costs go up. And then income tax, again, is proportional. So, and then for our fixed costs, we're going to have a research development team, which is software engineers, customer support staff to help individuals understand what's really going on with their software and how to troubleshoot any problems with them. The next is we need some office space. So we're going to purchase office space for each person that has a phone system already in, and then the phone system itself will cost around $2,100 annually. And that's the breakdown of all the costs that we will face. All right, so our summarized revenue is going to be $1.2 million in our first year, where we have 5,000 customers that are charged $20 a month, and then 100 of the advertising agencies at $1,000 per annum, and we'll give them a detailed breakdown of which advertisements work and don't work and different analytics regarding those advertisers. So the metrics that matter to us most are operating profit margin, and it's because we need to understand that this is a software company and that the gross margin of a software company is quite large. The gross margin is basically revenues minus expenses, and because we have such little variable expense, it's going to have us have a result of a large profit margin. And we believe that in the first year, we'll have a profit margin of 44.1%. The next metric that we believe matters is sales growth. We believe that we'll have 5,000 users in the first year and 8,000 users in the second year. And we believe that a 60% annualized sales growth that's organic is doable for a company for at least the first 5 years. And then sales revenue is really what drives our business and how we can make the most money because our variable costs are so low. Basically, our total revenue will go, our profit margin will go up as our revenues go up because we have such a high percentage of fixed costs. The lack of physical products reduces our cost of revenue and allows us to generate the most profit for the least cost of goods sold. And so for us, it's really just the returned or undeliverable products where people download things and then decide that they don't like them, so they refund it at the end of their trial. And so those are the three metrics that matter because they're really what drives our business and what shows our growth and how you can track as an investor what we really need to do. The next two are operating cash flow, because if we run out of cash, our business is dead in the water. It's really the cash is the blood of our business, and we basically need free cash flow in order to survive. And at this point in time, once we reduce our taxes and add the amortization back in for our software, we're looking at almost $1 million in operating cash flow in the first year, which is unbelievable. And then our variable cost percentage is around 30%, which means for every $1 of revenue earned, we pay 30 cents of it to variable costs, which is pretty good for a software business. And 30% of variable cost means that if we make $1 million, we're putting in our pocket 700,000 less our fixed costs. But knowing that information will really help you as an investor understand that as we scale our business larger, and that's really what we need your money for, is to grow our business. The faster and larger we grow it, the more money is going to be able to put back into your pocket. And so some of the insights we had from our interviews was that we should have key partners like grocery stores and Walmart to get access cards to our customers, because there's some individuals that don't like credit cards or would prefer purchasing a physical product, especially when they're older. And so we believe that having those access cards in the grocery stores is something that we can have in the future. And then also partnering up with companies like HP, Acer, Asus, and then competition like Tobii or other eye tracking software can really help us get our name out there and be able to help us to grow awareness in the industry and be able to get our product out to market. For key activities, our interviews led us to the decision that the online platform to receive payments and deliver the software to the customers is the easiest way to do it, especially when people are disabled or physically unable. And then technology aficionados are very comfortable with purchasing things online. And so using an online platform just makes the most sense because it's the lowest cost way of delivering our product and keeps our gross margins high. The next is key resources, where we're going to really outsource most of our accounting and bookkeeping services to an outside company so that we can focus on the core business of developing the software and getting it to our clients. And then our value propositions that was changed during the interviews was reducing the cost to insurance companies via physical age, because those individuals can order groceries, clothing, goods, and anything else that they want online. It will reduce the physical aid working hours and then save the government money as well. So it has an incentive from a business standpoint, a governmental standpoint, and an individual standpoint. So on all fronts, our technology will help the consumer, regardless of who it is. So our cost structure, we're going to need a call center because it's a fixed, and there'll be a fixed overhead cost, but that's because it's a business to individual transaction where those individuals may have trouble setting up the software. So we'll have that call center to go over any issues that they might have with our software. The next one are the revenue streams. Most of our revenue is going to be through advertising agencies eventually, but we're going to have to first get our product out to market so that we can have a bigger pool for individuals to have data delivered to those advertising agencies. And we believe that is really where the money lies with our company. And eventually, we'll stop charging customers for our software and just make money off our advertising agencies, which will be a huge step for us. Next, customer relations. Our interviews helped us understand that we need customer care to help set up the software and resolve issues that people are facing. The channels, we went over it a little bit, but sell software directly from the website and then patch it periodically. And then for the customer segment, corporate accounts who want to play accessibility is another one that we failed to mention. But companies have a large incentive to be accessible and to be good to disabled individuals because they receive government grants and the like. And so having that there, it's a company that has deep pockets. We'll be able to charge a premium for our goods to have them have that title of being accessible and best place for disabled individuals to work and things like that. So for our business environment and SWOT analysis, our strength is that we are the first to develop just the software using a webcam built into the computer. Our software is going to be easy to use. Access to multiple computers is easier than our competitors' software and webcam combination because you can download our software on multiple computers. You have to transfer a webcam around. One of the weaknesses that we have is that we have yet to develop the software, and as of right now, it's just an idea. The opportunity is we're one of the first to market, so we'll be able to eat up a large portion of the market share quickly, and gain a following of loyal customers. And that's really what we need our investors to realize, is that if we invest early and we're able to get our company up and running as quickly as possible, there's a huge potential to make money and make the world a better place. And then the biggest threat to our business is incumbents in the market, including Apple, Microsoft, Toshiba, and HP could easily enter the market once they notice there's substantial revenue to be had. And so that's, again, we need to enter into the market quickly and expand rapidly, so that way we're able to grow our business to a sizable amount that will either be bought out, which is great for all of us, or we become the dominant force in the industry. The most significant pivots we had from our initial to finish canvas was the revenue streams, where we added software as a service instead of one-time payments for our services, as well as the advertising agencies as a customer. Those two were huge. Another important pivot, again, like I said, was the advertising agencies. They have deeper pockets and have a vested interest in the information that we collect from our clients. And this is why we want you to invest in our company. We know that we can help each other to make the world a better place, to improve the lives of individuals, to understand how advertising works effectively, and to reduce the burden on the government of disabled individuals. And that's why we need the $500,000 from you as angel investors. Thank you for your time.